$100 billion
Yeah.
with a B. That's kind of a crazy number, right? And it's floating around the AI world like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, what's really going on behind those headlines, right?
Right.
Beyond, like, the hype.
Exactly. That's what we're here to do in this deep dive.
Yeah.
Dig deeper, go past those surface level reports, past the numbers, past the, the fluff.
So this time we're looking at this week's AIDB newsletter.
Yeah, the March 31st edition, a lot of stuff going on, but 4 key developments that really stand out,
Okay.
for me at least.
Right. And I think it's really easy to get lost in the constant AI news cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It just never stops, So we're curating it for you. We're going to, break down these 4 key developments so you can, stay informed without getting overwhelmed.
Absolutely. No need to spend hours reading every article, We got you covered.
All right, so let's jump right into it. The first big story that caught my eye was Elon Musk. What else is new? Seems like he's always making headlines.
Yeah.
This time, it's the merger of, his AI startup, xAI, with, X.
Yeah, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, right? All stock deal. And the new entity, they're calling it xAI Holdings. And get this, the valuation is over $100 billion.
$100 billion. Can't even wrap my head around that. So breakdown time, what are the numbers for each company?
So xAI is valued at around 80 billion. X, on the other hand, about 33 billion. But then, of course, there's X's debt. We've got to factor that in, which comes to like 12 billion. Brings our total value to about 45 billion. So together, boom, over 100 billion for this xAI Holdings thing.
Okay, so Grok, xAI's chatbot, it was already on X, right? Like already using X's data users, all that. So in a way, this merger is just kind of like making official what's already happening, isn't it?
You could say that, formalizing it, yeah. Makes it like super official. I mean, Musk himself said, and I quote, "The company's futures are intertwined." He also mentioned that the deal would, quote, "blend xAI's advanced AI capability and expertise with X's massive reach." So yeah, pretty intertwined, I guess.
Makes sense. But beyond those nice-sounding statements, what exactly are they planning to actually combine in this xAI Holdings?
Oh, they're going all in, combining the data, the models, the computing power, the whole distribution network of X, and all the talent from both companies. Everything, basically.
So, for our listeners out there, why should they even care about this whole Musk merger thing? What's the bigger picture here?
So think about it. You got Musk, right? And he's consolidating a lot of power in the AI world with this move. X, even though, it's had its ups and downs since he took over, it's still a huge source of data that can train AI models, super effectively. And let's not forget, X is also a platform to distribute those AI tools to, millions of users. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this merger has the potential to seriously change, the AI landscape and maybe even how we use social media.
Interesting food for thought. Okay, let's move on to, another AI giant. This time it's OpenAI and some juicy internal drama.
Oh yeah, the newsletter mentioned this new book coming out called The Optimist, Sam Altman, OpenAI, and the Race to Invent the Future. And an excerpt from it, it's making waves. It's all about what happened back in 2023 when, Sam Altman got fired and then rehired as CEO. The whole, internal conflicts, safety concerns, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I remember that whole saga. It was wild. But this excerpt is offering, new details, right? Stuff we didn't know before.
Yeah.
Fill us in. What's the gossip?
So it's saying that Mir Murati, the CTO at the time, and Ilya Sutskever, a co-founder, they were, gathering evidence about Altman. They believed his behavior was, quote, toxic, and that he was, quote, dishonest. Specific examples, documents, all that.
Wow, so not just rumors, concrete stuff.
Right, exactly. And there's this other bombshell. Turns out Altman personally owned OpenAI's startup fund, but apparently in public he always said that the company managed it. So yeah, not exactly adding up, right? And the board, they were not happy about that discrepancy.
So that's what Sutskever brought to the independent board members, and that led to Altman getting kicked out and Murati becoming the temporary CEO.
Yep, that's the story, at least according to the excerpt. Presented the evidence, board took action, Altman out, Murati in.
But then, didn't Peter Thiel get involved somehow?
Right, the excerpt says that Thiel had dinner with Altman weeks before everything went down. Mm-hmm. And apparently he warned him, about the tension at OpenAI, specifically about the folks who are pushing for, stricter AI safety rules. So clearly there were some issues brewing under the surface.
And then, of course, the whole employee uprising thing happened. They basically said, bring back Altman or we quit. And, he came back, and Murati and Sutskever, they left. wild times.
Yeah, crazy, right? Talk about a power move by the employees. But,
Yeah.
it worked. Altman got his job back, and, well, Muradi and Sutskever, they ended up leaving OpenAI.
So this book, it's promising to give us this, insider look into a pretty pivotal moment for one of the, top AI companies. But for our listeners, why should they care about some drama that happened almost 2 years ago?
Think of it this way. This is a chance to peek behind the curtain at OpenAI, see how decisions are made, what their priorities are, what kind of conflicts they're dealing with. It makes you think, right, about the leadership, the ethics of AI, all that stuff. Even if OpenAI seems to have moved on, knowing this backstory helps us understand their decisions today, And there's more to come. The full book drops in May.
Yeah, more drama to come. Okay, let's shift gears completely. This time we're talking Apple. And, their attempt to, insert AI into our personal health.
Yeah, Apple wants to be our AI doctor, it seems. This AIDB newsletter is talking about their big plans to upgrade their health app. They call it Project Mulberry. And the big thing is they want to add an AI-powered health coach right there in the app. So it's not just about tracking your data anymore. They want to give, personalized medical advice, proactive stuff.
An AI health coach in my pocket. That sounds interesting. So, what exactly does this thing do?
It's all about using the data from your devices, your watch, your phone, all that to figure out personalized recommendations for you.
So instead of just seeing oh, I slept for 6 hours, it'll be hey, you should try going to bed earlier based on your sleep patterns.
Exactly. And to do that, they're putting together a bunch of educational content. They're building a new facility, hiring specialists in sleep, nutrition, mental health, you name it.
Sounds pretty comprehensive. Any other cool features we might see?
Oh, they're thinking about adding food tracking. And get this, using your iPhone camera to analyze your workout form, real-time feedback. They might even tie it into Apple Fitness++.
Now that is pretty neat. Any idea when all this is dropping?
Internally, they call it Health++, and the rumor is it'll be released with iOS 19.4 sometime in spring or summer 2026.
Still a while away. And we all know Apple's had its struggles with AI in the past, remember Siri. So what should we, realistically expect from this?
Good point. They haven't always nailed it. But if they can pull this off, it could be huge. Tim Cook's been talking about, revolutionizing healthcare for years. This could be how they do it. Imagine your watch actually helping you stay healthy, not just, counting steps. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it actually works in practice.
True. All right, last but not least, let's talk OpenAI again. This time it's about their flagship model, GPT-4o, and a big update.
Yeah, so on March 25th, OpenAI announced that GPT-4o can now generate images, directly. No more separate DALL-E 3, it's all built in now. They did a big weekend of user testing, March 29th and 30th, and, the reaction's been all over the place.
So no more switching between tools. It all happens right there in ChatGPT. That's a user experience dream come true. Who can use it right now?
So right now, it's for Plus, Pro, Team, and free users, but they're rolling it out to enterprise, education, and API users soon. The cool thing is, it's all native. It doesn't need a separate model like DALL-E. It generates images, piece by piece, just like it writes text. So it's super coherent and understands the context of what you're asking for.
And it's not just basic image creation, right?
Yeah.
What can this thing actually do?
It's got some seriously impressive tricks. It can create really photorealistic images, put text in images without messing it up, and keep things consistent even if you make multiple edits. And the prompts, you can get super detailed now. 10 to 20 objects with specific attributes. It can even adapt to different styles, realistic, cartoonish, whatever you want. And it can make diagrams, marketing materials, all sorts of stuff. And it only takes about a minute to generate an image.
Not bad. So what were people saying about it? What were some of the highlights from those user tests?
There were some jaw-dropping results. People were blending images together, putting really precise text on top of visuals, and even turning regular photos into totally different art styles. Yeah, of course. Some folks had problems with cropping, especially with bigger images. Non-Latin text is still a bit of a struggle, and sometimes with vague prompts, it hallucinates, puts in weird random stuff. Faces from uploaded images, they weren't always consistent, and tiny details, they could get blurry.
And I heard there were some access issues for the free users.
Yeah, the demand was so high that OpenAI had to pause the rollout for free users. Even though they said it would be available right away, Sam Altman tweeted about it, said they were just getting slammed with users.
So bottom line, this image generation thing, it's a big deal. It's AI making art, basically.
Yeah.
Super powerful, lots of potential, but also, some kinks to work out.
For sure. And it's still early days. Who knows what people will come up with? Makes you think about like the future of art, design, all that.
All right, so there you have it, our deep dive into the March 31st edition of the AIDB newsletter. We covered a lot. The Musk-X merger, the drama at OpenAI, Apple's AI health coach plans, and the mind-blowing, but also kind of flawed, image generation in GPT-4o.
We hope you're feeling a little more informed now, a little less overwhelmed by all the AI noise out there.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this. All the stuff we talked about, how do you think it'll change your life in the next few years? What questions does it raise for you about the future of, technology and society? Think about it, and we'll see you next time.